Here, divorce661.com. This is not a daily perspective. This is our second live broadcast. Today we're working on judgments. Happy Super Bowl Sunday. As a business owner, I have the distinct pleasure, I knew I would forget to do that. Always as a business owner, I have the distinct pleasure of working Saturday and Sunday. Been up since 4 o'clock this morning. And this is the first time we're going live on Instagram. So let us know where you're joining us from. Today you'll just be behind the scenes. I'll be working on some divorce cases. I have a whole bunch of judgments over there to get to and process and review. And we're going to be making copies, and you're going to see all the sexiness that goes into being a legal document preparer and specializing in divorce in California. So with that, ask your questions. It doesn't have to be relevant to the topic of judgments, anything about amicable divorce. I'll be happy to help you with today. But I will just be here working. And if you have questions, please let me know, both on Instagram and on YouTube, I think Facebook and LinkedIn. We're everywhere. So probably if you're on Instagram, I'm monitoring, and YouTube, I'm monitoring. I don't know if the rest will come through on LinkedIn and Facebook, but give it a shot. But if you have questions about divorce, amicable divorce, the paperwork, filing, judgment rejects, I'm just going to be spending a few hours here today handling my clients' judgments, getting them processed. That's usually what I spend my weekends doing, is handling the judgments, because Monday through Friday is working with the clients and new cases and all that. And I'll be checking my email if we get some new clients coming in. Yesterday, we had 2 new clients on Saturday. So I got them taken care of. I usually sneak in the office and get some work done and get them going. Otherwise, Monday is just absolutely crazy. So I hope my ears are clean. You don't see any wax, because I'm going to give you a side profile today so you're not looking directly into my face while I'm working. This is my office where I sit probably 12 to 14 hours a day. And I'm just going to get into working and kind of ignore you. I'll check the chat, check the comments. And if you guys need help, let me know. And I'll just kind of be talking through what I'm doing, talking to myself. It will feel like, to me, I'm assuming. Everything I talk about today will be regarding California. We do have different cases, different counties. We work with all the counties in California. I think I have 15 judgments to try and get through today. I'll probably get through maybe half that. Again, I'll probably run maybe till 12 o'clock. So tell a friend if they need help with their divorce to jump on the live stream, and we'll get this going. And we'll see how this goes. Again, this is the second one we've done. The first one went 4 hours. Had lots of people asking for help, and I might do this on a regular basis, depending on how distracting it is to me trying to actually get the work done. I need to get the work done. So today we're going to start off with a Sacramento judgment. What happens with the counties outside of California, outside of LA County, everything needs to be mail filed with the court. So when I prepare their paperwork, I have to, I don't want to show you the names, obviously, but when I do their paperwork, they have to mail it in with their notary and all that good stuff. So we're going to be working on a Sacramento County divorce case today. This one looks like it was filed in 2023 and started the process on July 30th. And they were served on August 2nd. So we're already past the 6 months in this particular case. So once we get this turned into court, it'll probably be with Sacramento about 2 months for review and approval. So I'll keep an eye and see if who's watching. And again, get your notes in. We'll probably be here 2-3 hours. But we do a little music. Or not. They also have a quadro they need to do, so I'm going to be submitting these simultaneously. You need, if you're dividing your pension or your plan, 401k pension, you need to do a quadro. So this particular case, we're doing a quadro on as well. So if you're just joining us, we're just working here on Sunday before the Super Bowl. If you guys have questions about the divorce process, let me know. Working on judgments today. The scanner's not working. What are you guys doing this Sunday besides watching me? I was saying earlier, I was probably try and do this maybe Monday through Friday, even on the weekends, just stream me doing my job. Answering questions, going over cases. As soon as I get this one scanned in so I can start making the copies, I'll go over what was going on with this case because there's a lot of similarities with all the cases we handle. Again, this is a Sacramento divorce case with a quadro. Adam, bored. Oi, tell me if this is weird. This is my first time streaming directly to Instagram. How those green beans working out? So I was saying earlier, these cases from outside of LA County, we have to mail in original copies, unfortunately. Got to make all our copies. Kill a couple trees. Don't forget to number your pages on your judgment. If you guys have questions, let me know about amicable divorce, judgment preparation. That's what we're doing today. New cases. If I have new cases that come in today, like I did yesterday, I'll go over those as well. When's it? If you guys have questions about the process, let me know. I'm just prepping. I have 15 to do. I'll get through a couple in the next couple hours. Be going over these with you. blurry. Oh, shit. All right. Gotcha. All righty. So question 1. All right. So we have some questions coming in about the 141. Getting ready to make photocopies for the court, but some of the date blocks are reserved for the day I'm submitting my documents. I don't know. I think you might be misunderstanding that. Let me pull up the form. See what you're looking at. I'm assuming you're doing this default with agreement and your spouse is also doing her 141. Yeah, happy Super Bowl. Try to get this done before the game starts. All right. 4A. All right, let me read this out loud again. I'm getting ready to make photocopies for the court, but some of the date blocks are reserved for the day I'm submitting my documents. For example, 4A, the waiver was filed on. No, so I got you. You're going to want to mark the box below. It says is being filed at the same time as this form. You see the box just below that? So it's box number 2. That way you don't have to wait for the date. And let me see, question 2, part 4, final on the petitioner on service of, yeah, so you're going to be service of your final. Yeah, just skip that date block and go the next one down and just mark the box because you're going to file that one. Yeah, you're going to file that 144 with the with your 141, your entire judgment package. So just mark that. If you had previously filed the 141, I'm sorry, if you had previously filed the 144, then you'd mark the date it was filed. And then just make sure your spouse is doing the 141 as well, right? Yeah. So hers will be the opposite. Respondents, preliminary, and just mark all the respondent boxes and you're good to go on that. Anything else? You got this done pretty fast. I think it was just a couple weeks ago you'd reached out to me. All right. Have a good weekend. Glad to hear it. Yeah, it can be simple. The paperwork is what usually fouls people up. Like all our clients are amicable and stuff, but they still, half our business is people that are getting their judgment rejected for one reason or another. So glad I could help. So make sure when you do your judgment package, when you turn it in, you have self-addressed envelopes from the court back to you with postage. Yes, I get to do that for every case that we have to, like this. Not for LA County, though. I hope you're doing the, if you're still on, okay. I was gonna say, I just think you jumped off. If you're still on, you can e-file the judgment. I know we talked about e-filing the petition and not doing that because of the property declarations, but you can e-file from now on. You'll get a faster approval. What are you gonna do? Chat. If you're just joining us, we're just working before the Super Bowl, getting some work done, drafting judgments. So if you have questions about the judgment forms, rejects, how to file, anything about amicable divorce, we'll be happy to help. Can start doing this a couple of days a week, maybe every weekday for a couple hours, maybe all day. See how it goes. This judgment package is done. Judgment package done. Now it's time for the Quadro. All right, some more questions here. For each form at the top, where do I put my name instead of attorney and phone number? So the form, just you are your own attorney. So your name goes there, essentially. Let me just pull up the forms. Your name would go there. And then where it says firm name, I usually put in pro per, IN, and then PRO, and then PER. Does the respondent have to put his info there instead? Yeah, their form should have their names at the top. So they're 141. I think that might be it. Anything that's just with their signature, you're going to put their name at the top. Oh, I was going to tell you too. I think you clicked off before we talked about the e-file. Pro se works too. It's the same thing. But we talked about not doing the e-file for the petition, but I would recommend you e-file your final paperwork. You'll get potentially approved in a couple of days. If you mail it in, it might be 6 weeks. Pro tip. Yeah, I would e-file it. Dropping it off. I mean, you're fine if you're not in a hurry. It's not going to be final for 6 months anyway. So there's no difference between dropping it off and Yeah, I get approvals at Chatsworth in 2 days, sometimes the same day when we submit the judgments. The whether you mail it in or drop it off, it's the same thing. It's going to go to different folks. Two, three. Yes. Yeah, you got to wait 31 days. So whatever the date of service was, if it was like February 1st, well, there's only 28 days in February. That's a bad example. Let's say like a month like January that has 31 days. If they were served on January 1st, and January 31st would technically be 31 days or 30 days. The courts sometimes aren't that bright. Okay, 28th. So I would date your request in or default February. Well, there's only 28 days. So yeah, good. That's the thing, because if you did like even if 31 days went by, but you put like February 28th, even if it was 31 days, if it was a regular month, it would have been over 30 days. Sometimes they'll get rejected because they are not looking at a calendar to see that there was actually the appropriate days went by. So yeah, you'll be good to do that. Yeah, don't do that. They don't have a sense of humor. All right, Quadro is done. And these are all going to the same court. All right. Yeah, you'll be fine. The nice thing about the e-file is you should get a reply in. I don't know if it'd be the same with you doing it as I doing it because I have an account with them and they know who I am. But it should still be faster than dropping it off. Yeah. What are you talking about? You did file it. Now I'm dealing with the client's rejected judgment. They just mailed me all their stuff. Another Sacramento case. Oh, wow, we're blurry. There we go. Yeah, I would say the clerks are nicer than the folks at the self-help center for sure, but usually the clerks will not help you at all. They won't. They're told. He is told not. They're told not to. I'm sorry, read a text. They're not. They're told not to help you at all. So I'm surprised they are. But yeah, they're definitely nicer than self-help. I see some more people jumping on. If you guys have questions about the process paperwork, I'm just here working today for a few hours and processing some judgments. The heck? Oh, you're kidding me. So if anyone's listening, a couple people are on. I'm gonna tell you about some of the craziness with the courts. This one's Sacramento County. This is stuff we have to deal with. So we had clients who started their own divorce, filed for legal separation, I believe. In any case, there was something wrong with the petition and the response, and we had to amend both of them. And when you amend the petition, you don't need court permission to do that. You can amend it. We had another court, I want to say it was Alameda County, say that we needed court permission to amend it, which is ridiculous. We did a stipulation on that case, and then we were able to amend the petition and the response. So we had filed an amended petition in the Sacramento case, 2023 case, filed an amended petition and included also the amended response right behind it. And they rejected the amended response to say that the proof of service, you have to serve the amended petition before they'll file the amended response. And that is, in a word, ridiculous. If a response is being filed to a petition, obviously they know there was an amended petition, and that's why they're filing the amended response. So this is just another one of those scenarios where the courts, and this is why divorce takes so long, because the courts do have these ridiculous rules. So instead of them just filing the response directly behind the amended petition, they're saying first serve the amended petition, and then you can file the amended response. So just delaying the case even further. Ridiculous. Being served and filing your response is the same effect. It's an appearance. You're either served or you appear by filing the response. So this is what I deal with every day. All right. Proof of service is. I'm going to make sure to add that to my video on Monday. The thing with Sacramento is they have no e-file, so everything takes 3 weeks to get anything filed. Yeah, half of our business that comes to us is folks getting stuck in the process. All right. All right. For those of you just joining us, I'm just doing some judgment prep today, finalizing some divorce cases. If you guys have questions, get them in the comments. Doesn't have to be about judgment prep, anything about divorce in California, amicable, paperwork, judgments, how to file, etc. I'll be happy to help you here for another, I don't know, hour or so. Working on my third, believe it or not, Sacramento case. We finalized a judgment earlier, did a quadro. We're submitting to Sacramento, and had another case come in today that we need to amend the petition. We amended the petition. Now we're amending the response, but first the court wants the amended petition served, which I was saying earlier, not generally required. But Sacramento, there's a couple courts that give us headaches. They do things either differently or they're not aware. I know you don't believe me when I say the courts make mistakes and the clerks make mistakes, but they do. But we got to play the game. So instead of them simply filing the amended petition and the amended response that were filed simultaneously, they filed the amended petition, rejected the amended response, and said they won't file the amended response until we serve the amended petition. So that's what we're doing. Play the game. And we use the notice and acknowledgement on these. We don't ever serve our clients. Notice of acknowledgement is the FL 117. If you do use my service, we are also your process server. But again, no one gets served. We just have the respondent sign a form. There's no response required. I need to do this in the respondent's name. Yeah, if you guys are just jumping on, if you have questions about the divorce process, let me know. Oh, that's right. We'll see at 119. Oops. Retort Man, how you doing? Thanks for your question. Let me just print this real quick. Finish this up. Are you guys amicable? Is your spouse participating in the process? Perfect. Hi. So that's the only way you can have no alimony is by over 10 years, and a marriage over 10 years is by agreement. So that's good. Probably shouldn't multitask. You just would put that into your settlement agreement. There's two options you can go with no alimony. There's reserved jurisdiction, which means, and that's the default. Reserved jurisdiction is probably the easiest. You just mark the reserve box, and that means there's no alimony now, but the court's jurisdiction remains open. That one you don't need any approval on from the court. Fresno is its own animal. I think they're my number one list for no fun dealing with them. They do things a lot differently than some of the other courts. In fact, we just had clients hire us. I don't know if you can see it. We have a case back there. That's a Fresno case. Your best bet is just to mark the reserved box on the judgment, the 180, and the settlement agreement. If you're using the forms, which I don't think Fresno likes, you're going to have to do a settlement agreement. just go reserved and you'll get no kickbacks on that. The other option is to terminate it, but the court has specific waiver language when you're trying to go against the grain and terminate spouse support on a long-term marriage. So if you want it to be no hiccups with the court, just mark reserved. Reserved means none now, but the court's jurisdiction is there in the future, and that is the default as far as the process goes. That's the default. There is a way to say terminate, which means none now or ever, takes away the court's jurisdiction. But again, there's some specific waiver language, and the courts may call you into court to make sure you guys, you're going against the grain on. I'm not saying that you can't do it, but it might specifically, and especially with Fresno, end up in court. So you have two options there. By agreement, you can do it, reserved or terminate. You don't have to get the court's permission or sign any waiver language if it's reserved. So that would be probably my recommendation. But yeah, not an issue if you guys agree. That's why I asked that first, if you guys are in agreement, because it's not a problem to do that at all. And thanks for jumping on. Let me know what you guys think about these. I've done this once before in November, and for 4 hours. I'm going to do this for 2 or 3. Might do this on a regular basis while I'm just working during the day. Can I use USPS stamped envelope for the ones requested by the court? You're talking about the envelopes that you are preparing when you turn in your judgment so they can mail back to you, or mailing to the court? I'm assuming because you said prepaid. So, yeah. All you need to do is have an envelope addressed from the court to you, and then from the envelope from the court, addressed from the court to you and the court to your spouse. And you probably want to have a couple of them. Yeah, judgment return. Yeah, just use an envelope like these. This is what I use, just a regular, put it in one of these, and just address it from the court to you, and put enough postage on it that it can get returned to you based on the weight. Like, for instance, I have this one going. Well, I like the click and ship. If you use USPS, I like the click and ship. Getting the documents there, but on the, let me make sure I don't show any client information here. But like on the those envelopes, just put enough postage. I don't know if you could weigh it or just take a guess, or just put a ton of postage on it to get it back. I think the max is like 13 ounces, so maybe put I don't know. I get these international stamps; they're worth $1.60 for that, and then just throw a bunch of first class on. That maybe adds up to I don't think it would be more than I don't know, $5 or $6. But yeah, you could use the USPS priority mail. Do a click and ship from the court back to you. It'd be I think it's $8.95 or something like that. But make sure you have one back to both. You actually don't need a big one or an expensive one back to your spouse, because it's just going to be whatever the judgment that copy is. So 5 or 10 pages. So you just need maybe $2 in postage on there. But yeah, if you don't, Eric says, or Ebrek says, I forget what your name was, says go above. Because if there's not enough postage, I swear the clerks must have a lot of time, because if it's not enough postage, they won't mail it. They'll throw it in a bin and you'll never get it back. All right, what was I doing? No, I think for LA County 2 is fine. One original, two copies. I think their checklist still says 4, that 182, but it's overkill. You end up just getting a ton of copies back. You don't need it. Okay, that's amended. But I need. Seriously. All right. So the way the judgment package is prepared is a lot of those forms you've listed are standalone forms. So you're going to have your FL 180, FL 180, and then if there's no assets or I'm sorry, no kids or anything like that, it's just going to be the 343 and 345. So just I'm assuming you're using the form, so that'll be one stack: FL 180, 343, 345, and then a signature page to sign. The 190 is a separate document, original 2 copies. The 170, the 144, the 165, both 141s, those are all in separate documents. They're not attached in line. So the number of pages that you'll list on the 180 on page 2 will be whatever pages are behind it, which probably should be 6, 3-page 343, 2-page 345, and then a signature page. So, but everything else is a standalone. What'd you use? A settlement agreement instead of the 343 and 345? Yeah, so you'll attach the settlement agreement behind the 180. Yes, just that. 180 and the settlement agreement. All the other forms are individual. Yep. Sounds good. Have a good weekend. Three things going out to San Francisco. No, Sacramento. What did we do, golly? All right, what's next? Oh, shoot. Don't be shy if you have questions about California divorce. Go ahead and ask in the chat or the comments. Alrighty, 3 cases going out to Sacramento. Just got to update the client file, and we are done. Thanks for joining us.